Warriors NRL fanatics here, back today with a video. And just before getting into my round one review between the New Zealand Warriors and the St George Illawarra Dragons, I'd just like to thank those who have tuned in to the live reaction this afternoon. I really appreciate that. And yeah, let's get into the review now. And boy, it was a very difficult game to watch as a Warriors fan. Probably as a neutral fan as well. You know, I wouldn't say it was the best game to watch in general. And let's go through the game now. So it started off pretty poorly for the Warriors actually, and it was the 33rd minute. Michaeli Ravalawa scores after a very poor penalty given away from the Warriors. You know, I thought we started off pretty well, pretty decent, and we had our opportunities, but you know, a few mistakes there and then at the start. So the Dragons made us pay there. They scored. And Michaeli Ravalawa was hard to stop there. You know, he was never going to be beaten. And yeah, he scored. The Dragons got off to a good start. And 25 minutes in, and the Dragons they scored again. Ben Hunt combines with Tyrell Sloan, and Jack Bird scores. And suddenly it's 12-0 to the Dragons. And my worst fears were, gosh, I really hope this doesn't blow out to 30 or 40 points. And 20 minutes in, and the Warriors really needed to cash in on a bit of possession. And Dylan Watene-Zelezniak with a kick, which I thought the kick wasn't great, but it turned out to be very favourable for Dylan Watene-Zelezniak because he regathers it and he scores. And I thought the ball looked like it was going out, but it stayed in, and Dylan Watene-Zelezniak scores a try. And it was a crucial try for the Warriors because they were down 12 points to 0. They needed to get a try on the board, and it was suddenly 12-4. Dragons lead 20 minutes in. Then after a great run by Adam Fanua-Blake, the Warriors go down the Dragons try line. Josh Curran with a good run, and Wade Egan scores, and then suddenly the Warriors are back in this game at 12 points to 10 with 9 minutes remaining in the half. So going into half time, Dragons led 14 points to 12. They took a penalty goal late on in that first half to increase the lead to 14 to 12. Now on to the second half, and 34 minutes in, Shaun Johnson kicks a 40-20, a massive 40-20, a very big play by Shaun Johnson. Now it looked like Michaeli Ravalawa was trying to keep the ball in. He couldn't do so, and Warriors get possession back. And then from after that, Eliasa Katoa scores a try, and then suddenly the Warriors lead 16 points to 14 for the first time in this game. And I'm thinking to myself, after a very flat first half with lots of mistakes, you know, at half time, I was thinking, look, to only be down 14 points to 10 was very good for us, but we had to start off well in the second half, and we really did that in the second half. Started off well, and 16 points to 14. I was thinking, you know, the Warriors really should be going on and winning this game, because the Dragons in the second half looked like they clocked off a bit, and it was like their mind was somewhere else, because, you know, they thought after that dominant first half that they were going to go on and win this game rather comfortably. But in saying that, the Dragons, they did start to hit back towards the end of the game. Michaeli Ravalawa scores another try. He gets his second try to get the Dragons back the lead. And then he scores his third try as well to complete a hat-trick. And then Moses Mbai wraps up the game and scores towards the end to make the scoreline 28 points to 16 was the final score. Dragons getting their first win of the season, first game, first 2 points of the year up there in the Sunshine Coast. As a Warriors fan, I've got to say it was a very disappointing performance by the boys. We did well to fight back in some stages of the game, don't get me wrong there, but in the end, mistakes, penalties given away, that was the main crucial point of this game for the Warriors and why they couldn't win this game. And I'm going to say players that stood out for me right now for the Warriors from that game was Josh Curran, Wade Egan. I think Aaron Pene coming off the bench was pretty solid, but Josh Curran was outstanding. So for me, in terms of the Warriors man of the match, I'm going to give it to Josh Curran in this one. As for the Dragons, it has to go to Michaeli Ravalawa with the hat-trick. 3 tries. Jack Bird was outstanding. He played well, but I'm going to give it to a winger in Michaeli Ravalawa for them. So, good win for the Dragons. Well done to them. Congratulations to them and their fans on the victory. Warriors need to bounce back and regroup for next week's game against Gold Coast Titans on Saturday next week. That I'll be going to that game. So, yeah. Tomorrow there'll be another video tomorrow on the channel. There'll be the player ratings video and 5 things learned from round 1 against the Dragons game as well. So keep an eye out for those 2 videos to come tomorrow. But we need to regroup, we need to refocus, and we need to move on to next game against the Titans because, look, as annoyed as I am about this round 1 defeat, it is only round 1 and it's a long season, so we can move on and we just need to fix a few errors in our game in terms of our attack and, just making sure we don't make too many errors as well. But that wraps up my review between the New Zealand Warriors and the St George Illawarra Dragons round 1 NRL fixture. Dragons, two good, 28 points to 16. And look, bring on next week's game. Hopefully we can learn from this and get better and move on, and hopefully next week you'll see a much more happier me next weekend against the Titans. But that wraps up the review. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys, because that would be appreciated. It helps out massively as the channel is on the road to 1k subscribers. So yeah, on the road to 1k subscribers. So subscribe to the channel because that will be much appreciated. And I do really would like to thank everyone who has subscribed recently and who continues to support the channel. And click the thumbs up on the video. And also don't forget as well to click the bell on as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.